What's up, guys? It's Bryan Ingham with Ingham Realty. Welcome to another episode of Enjoy Living in North Idaho. So the winters in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, are they harsh or are they mild? Well, let's jump right into it and find out, shall we? Winters in North Idaho are beautiful when we get them. I say that because what I picture and what you probably picture is just snow everywhere all the time, but that's simply not the case here. So in our typical winter weather, there's a possibility of 5 months where you can have winter weather, but it's actually like 3 months where you really have winter. And there's really only about 1 month of extreme winter, probably the kind of winter you're thinking about. We may get snow November through March, but December, January, February is when we get the most snow. And a lot of times there's really only 1 month where we get a lot of snow. It could be December and it's a nice white Christmas all December, and then January, February kind of warms up. Or sometimes, like this last year, hardly had anything December and January, but yet we got a few good storms in February. And there's only about 1 week a year where it gets scary cold.
Scary cold?
I don't know. What's your definition of scary cold?
All right, let's look at the averages of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and compare it to a couple other cities so you can really see what I'm talking about. The average yearly snowfall in Coeur d'Alene is 44 inches. And you might think, well, that's a lot of snow. Well, it doesn't come all at once. It comes throughout these months, and a lot of times it's just a couple inches at a time or a few inches at a time when then melts. And so you don't normally get a ton of accumulation. It melts because the average high in the winter time is 40 degrees. Freezing is 32, so it warms up and it melts. The average low is 27, which again is not that bad. It's barely below freezing. It's not like it's 0 degrees all winter long. That can happen, but maybe just in that 1 week of extreme weather, it could reach 0 or even the negatives, but that's it. The reason that Coeur d'Alene is more of a mild winter is because it sits just west of the Rocky Mountains. So from the Pacific Ocean all the way to the Rocky Mountains that goes through the United States and up into Canada stays pretty mild. Once you cross over the Rocky Mountains to the east, things change. There's definitely a lot more winter, more of the extreme winter that you may be worried about. Let's look at Bozeman, Montana, which is just east of Coeur d'Alene over the Rockies. They have an average snowfall of 84 inches, a high of 37, an average low of 17. So it's a lot colder, a lot more snow. And because it's colder, that snow is actually going to stick around a lot longer and not melt. So from east of the Rocky Mountains all the way to the East Coast, throughout the Midwest and all these areas can get a lot more brutal, harsher winters than we do. Now, if you're thinking North Idaho is not for you, that Boise, Idaho would be much better for winter, it's not that much different. They do get snow there too. They get 22 inches, so we get a little more than them. And their temperatures is an average high of 44 and low of 28. So the low really isn't that much different. We're talking 1 degree. So if you don't like the cold, it's still cold in Boise. Just so you know, these are just the averages I'm giving to you. You can have extreme weather. Like for instance, this week in February, it's in the 50s. It's nice. We haven't gotten any really extreme as far as 0 or negative this winter. It's been pretty mild. But we have gotten extreme snowfall in the past. Back when I was here in 2008, in like one storm that it just kept snowing for like 2 days straight, we got like 5 feet of snow. Now that was a record in 2008. Never had that much snow before. I thought that was a typical winter up here. Nope, not even close. So when we do get snow here, I love the beauty of winter. I love how everything turns white. The trees get all nice and snow flocked. And sometimes when you get certain type of snow, everything kind of sparkles. And then at night, you can get this kind of night glow from all the whiteness of the snow. And then also you can get some really cool icicles as well. And then you have all of the winter activities. You have skiing in the local mountains. You have ice skating in downtown Coeur d'Alene in the park. You have snowmobiling. You have all of the Christmas festivities in downtown Coeur d'Alene. You could actually watch a video I made on it right here. You can build a snowman. You can have a snowball fight. And they even have a polar plunge here where in the middle of the freezing weather, you can jump right into the cold, cold lake. Or you could just sit around the fire with some hot cocoa. Okay, what about daily life here in the winter? How are the road conditions? Well, guess what? They plow the roads right away. And even before they plow them, they have this de-icer stuff that they spray on all the main roads. And then right when it's snowing, they're plowing right away. I've never had any trouble getting around. Now, some of the neighborhoods may take a day to plow, so you might have some snow just for a day if we get a big storm. But that usually only happens like maybe once or twice a year where you have some accumulation on your road in front of your house. Winter is also not bad here if you have the right clothing. And I think it's kind of cool. You get to wear clothing, you get to have some different fashion and wear some layers. Where in California, so hot where I lived before, you're just wanting to wear a t-shirt and shorts all the time. I dress pretty normally throughout the day, just basically a jacket over my normal clothes. Now, if I go out at night taking a walk or something, you might want some gloves.
You've had this pair of extra gloves this whole time?
Yeah, we're in the Rockies.
I'm going to talk about what daily life is like and some winter preparations you need to do. But first, if you guys are thinking about moving to Coeur d'Alene or the North Idaho area, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. We can get more specific about any of these things that I've talked about. But I've been helping people buy and sell real estate for over 20 years, and I'd just love to help you out. A couple quick things you might want to know for winter preparation is if you have a lawn, then you have to winterize your sprinklers, which means you just blow out the water that's in there so it doesn't freeze. And then as far as your car, you can get around just a regular car. I mean, I have a regular car, just front wheel drive, haven't had any problems. But yeah, if you want to get an all-wheel drive car, that could be helpful on some days. And then also you can get studded winter tires, which don't have to worry as much driving on ice. Again, I have regular all-season tires. I haven't really had any problems. And also, if you're going to be parking your car outside for a long period of time, you might want to have an ice scraper in your car because your car might get covered in snow. You got to brush it off, or you could have snow that melts and then freezes, and then you got to scrape it off. But other than that, it's pretty easy living here during the winter. So again, it is generally very mild winters here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, compared to many other winter areas or mountain towns or any of that. If you guys like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. That way you'll be notified of all my new videos when they come out.